Welcome to Bitcoin Arcade. I'm Devin.
I'm Johnny.
This week we talk about new miners joining the crypto market. Nerd Thing covers Ready Player One. And don't miss out on the altcoin of the week, Ontology. It will be very important and its own Player One in the cryptocurrency market. Hey Johnny, what's going on in the world of crypto this week?
At the time of filming, Bitcoin's price is trading around 6,600. Earlier this week, computer company Intel filed a patent that claimed that will make Bitcoin mining 30% more efficient. Now, I'm not talking about mining with a pickaxe. I'm talking about a computer that is used to mine and receive payouts for its work.
So what are the miners doing? Digging for gold?
In a way, Bitcoin has a public ledger that shows all the transactions that are made on the network. Anyone is able to check and see everyone else's wallet and its transaction history made on the network. All transactions on the network are facilitated and verified by the miners, which in turn are paid for their work. Think of the miners as workers in banks, but instead of a real person working, it's just a computer and they're located all over the world.
So you're saying they're little computers panning for bits all over the world, Johnny?
Indeed, there are, Devin. In other news, Bitmain, a miner manufacturer, announced it was creating an Ethereum miner called the Antminer E3 that dwarfs traditional current mining methods. Ethereum prices shrank as rumors of this was finally confirmed this week.
Man, that's interesting news for Ethereum. Hey guys, up next, Nerd Thing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Nerd Thing. I am Jordan, your resident nerd.
I'm Devin.
And this week we are going to be talking about Ready Player One. Woo!
This is the Oasis.
The big one outside of Black Panther. What are your initial thoughts, Devin?
Oh, I really liked it.
I really enjoyed it too, yeah.
It was great.
The first thing, obviously, let's get it out of the way, pop culture references.
Yeah,
You got,
well, of course we like that.
you got Ninja Turtles. You
You're
got
gonna name them all.
Back to the Future.
Okay.
You got Iron Giant.
No one has enough time for this.
You got, okay, that's a fair point.
They were like, hey, you know how we can make a bunch of money? I'll write this book about all these nerd things, and then we'll have Steven Spielberg take it all and do it. And you know what? It's amazing.
It is amazing. It goes so far beyond
It's a place where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
80s pop culture references
It
though.
does.
Like there's Halo, Street Fighter, there's Mortal Kombat
It goes into
characters.
everything all the time.
Literally
It's super nerdy nerdisms. The real world seemed really small to me. It's like you shot that really tiny. It just seemed like the real world was actually the real world, and in this they were like, oh hey, now we're driving back to the stacks. That was
Yeah.
the only thing about the movie that really bugged me, was there wasn't a whole lot of separation between the real world and the Oasis.
I wonder if they did that on purpose though.
Well, I think they did do it on purpose because that allowed them to do a love scene, and it allowed them to stay in one place in the movie so they could have all the characters together.
Yeah.
But Daito and Shoto are from like Japan in the book, you know? It's like, I think for the plot line of the movie, they had to make it a little smaller than they did in the book.
Yeah, it largely takes place in one city. That's a good segue into my next topic of conversation, which is this his best movie?
No.
Yes.
Why do you say yes?
Because I think that the only reason it's not is because people tend to trivialize CGI effects as opposed to practical effects.
Okay, but I just think on my end that some of his earlier movies were more creative and for me more engaging, you know, like Close Encounters. That was super engaging without a whole lot of anything of CGI. It was just character development. And then everybody's gonna argue that Schindler's List is his best movie, you know, cinematic-wise,
Right.
cinematography.
In terms of making me
and, like,
feel things, you know, feelings. You have
making me
feelings.
feel feelings.
I haven't had feelings since high school.
Right, that's fair.
Schindler's List is great. It's amazing.
I
But
had
in
more fun.
terms
I had
of-
more fun watching Ready Player One.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Did you have more fun? Nobody goes to the movies to cry.
This isn't just a game.
It's definitely a money-making movie for sure.
It's fun. It's
but
the
it's fun.
funnest
But dude,
movie I've seen in years.
they did make a ton of money. Like they made 53.2 million in ticket sales over the 4-day Easter weekend, and that's just in North America. Overseas audiences chipped in an additional 128 million.
Yeah.
China blowing that through the
It's
roof.
like $200 million. That's $50 million a day.
They got all the loyalty rights money they spent back for sure.
All the royalty
right?
checks, yeah.
Yeah, everybody made dough on this. Even Halo
Man.
certainly cashed in.
The main character, Ty Sheridan.
Ty Sheridan, he was Cyclops in the X-Men movies.
Can you feel this?
Yeah. You know, he's just nerdy enough.
Yeah, and that's, I was skeptical.
Believable.
I was skeptical about, because I've never been the biggest fan of his. I was skeptical going into this movie, but he convinced me. His acting chops. I was like, 20 minutes into the movie, I was like, all right,
I didn't
Ty
love
Sheridan's
him.
legit.
You guys, Mark Rylance was so good.
Okay, so Mark Halliday first appears on screen, and you're like, oh boy, they got a dude to play somebody on the spectrum.
Oh man, this guy's nerdy.
Yeah, he's very obviously autistic on some level, and I'm like, oh man, this is not going to be good. And then like 2 lines into his scene, you are wrapped up in his stuff.
Captivating.
The Oasis was the brainchild of James Halliday.
Hello. If you're watching this, I'm dead.
Simon Pegg and
Beautiful.
Rylance,
Really good acting.
they play business partners, and about halfway into the movie, Halliday basically kicks him out, and he's like, you're out, I want to take over.
Yep.
Because I want to play a video game and I don't want to worry about the business
I want
stuff.
to do it my way.
Yeah. Oh, one major gripe.
Oh,
Okay.
what's the big gripe?
The end of the movie, they're in the real world and he's escaping from the people, and he's in a truck.
Oh, and he can't get the
in the
ice key
VR,
in the...
like 9 times. I had to pee so bad that by the end of the movie, I'm going, just put the damn key in the freaking thing and let's get this over with.
Yeah.
I'm done. 8.5 out of 10 yoo-hoos.
Okay, I could take that. It was 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was a little long, and they definitely went on too long with the movie.
Yeah.
And they definitely sold me all the things that I loved, but I still love it.
So awesome.
8.5 yoo-hoos seems good to me.
Standard yoo-hoo rating.
Nailed it. Boom.
That's gonna do it for us, guys. Back to the show.
Hey, Altcoin of the week up next. Ontology is the altcoin of the week. It's currently being traded around $2.20 USD and seems to be on its way up. But first, give us some history on this coin, Johnny.
Launched by Chinese company Onchain in 2017, Ontology is a public platform for projects in many sectors of business on any scale. Ontology is a Buzz Aldrin-sized leap towards removing barriers between the blockchain and the business sector.
Ontology is changing the game for businesses without previous knowledge of distributed networks to use blockchain technology. Right now, there's no way for businesses to integrate blockchain into their infrastructure without extensive knowledge of blockchain or hiring a bunch of super nerds like us. What Ontology offers is a solid trust ecosystem, as shown in the diagram here.
The interesting thing about Ontology is how closely related with Neo it is.
So much so that Da Hongfei, the dude behind Neo, had to clear it up in this interview.
First, I need to clarify that Neo and Onchain are separate entities. Yeah. So Onchain doesn't own Neo, or Neo on Onchain. They are separately funded. Neo is funded by the community, and Onchain is funded by a very famous financial group in China, Fosun. They bought a lot of insurance company banks in Europe. So they're separate. And second is Onchain benefits from the new ecosystem. The product called DNA is very similar to Neo, but it's written in Go language. Okay. And Onchain is helping other blockchains, the financial institutions to build their blockchain with DNA. And it's basically very similar to Neo. And in the future, with NewX, the cross-chain protocol, everything can be linked together.
Big stuff from China. The Ontology white paper states, sociologists put the number of people we trust at less than 100, showing that for most people, it takes time and effort to trust someone and get to know them. Ontology is looking to replace the current lengthy ways we gain trust and bring us forward with blockchain automation of trust.
This automation of trust from Ontology will also work together with Neo to bridge the gap between blockchain technology and the real world. While Neo and Ontology have similar goals, Neo focuses on digital assets and a global smart economy, whereas Ontology focuses on trust, identity, and data exchange and authorization. I know that's confusing, but Neo is the iced tea to Ontology's lemonade.
So for example, say you need to sign some documents for a new car that you bought online. So we'd use Ontology as a secure trust network to sign those documents. Then the DMV, you and the dealership would only have access to that data, which is cool, and it kind of bridges the gap for real world to blockchain. Not only that, but you'd be able to use Neo to buy the car, say in South Korea if you want. I wonder if my Toyota would have been cheaper to buy that way, Johnny.
Most likely, Devin. The other thing I really like about this coin, Devin, is the team behind it. Ontology is comprised of reputable cryptocurrency industry leaders with an already established history of success. And unlike many other blockchain projects, the Ontology team isn't just targeting the financial industry. They're focusing on government, insurance, medicine, and other booming industries, making it a wide-scale project with a lot of potential. They have a relatively long-term presence in the blockchain industry and with a clear vision for the project. It wouldn't come as a surprise to see Ontology work hand in hand with Neo revolutionize the way we do business.
Ontology certainly has a lot of potential, Johnny. Thanks for tuning into Bitcoin Arcade. Please like and subscribe.
Tell us what altcoin we could cover in the comments below.
May you make well-informed decisions and be mindful with your wealth. Trade safe out there. Ontology.
This is cool.